I'm going to ask you a series, we're going to discuss that further. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. We're going to start off with the really simple questions. The ones that you can find right in the book. They're right there in the book. Okay, so who can tell me what is a busy time of day to be in the park? Yes.
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime. Why is lunchtime a busy time?
Because when you're at the park, it's a really nice. If it's a nice day, it's a good time to come down and have picnics and have lunch there.
Okay, so listen, do you agree with this?
Yes.
Emily's saying that lunchtime is a busy time of day in the park, and you said because, that was a nice cohesive tie, because people would come if it's nice to have a picnic lunch, and there's lots of other things going on. There's hopscotch and kickball, kite flying, lots of activities. So yes, that's a busy time of day. Okay, the other right there question I want to ask you, a right there question is a question you can just find the answer to in the book. What did Mr. Sanchez do in his past? Think about that. Yeah?
He played kickball.
He played kickball. Well, they said he was a player in his past. That was right there in the book. So, yeah, I think he was a ball player and he knows a lot about sports. All right, now this next question, if you hold your book down like this is a think and search question. So this is, and some of it we've already talked about, so it should be fairly simple. You have to look through. The answer is not right there on one page, but it's on a lot of pages. You already told me this one in the first question. What types of activities happen in the park during the day? Think about that.
Like there's catch, there's hopscotch, there's kite flying, there's kickball playing, there's flying kites.
Yep.
There's maybe a little tag, maybe some hopscotch.
Yep. What else? What about the adults? What did Mr. Sanchez go to the park to do?
Eat lunch.
Eat lunch and also
throw the bread for the finches.
Throw the his bread scraps for the finches. Right. So those are a lot of things, and they weren't all on one page. They talk about those on many pages. All right. Now, think about this one. These questions are getting harder. How did Mr. Sanchez and Roberto become friends?
Well,
think first. I always want you to think first. Okay, are you ready? Did you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, share.
So Roberto came up to the man since the ball hit his legs.
Okay.
So when the ball hit Mr. Roberto's legs,
Mr. Sanchez's leg, yeah.
Mr. Sanchez just told Roberto he didn't have to fetch the ball. He didn't have to fetch the ball for the other kids.
Okay, so that was the beginning of their friendship developing when the ball hit Mr. Sanchez's leg and he told Roberto, you don't have to fetch. And then, Jackie, can you tell me how else it developed? Or Emily, can you tell me how it developed? What happened after that? How else did they get to be friends? Develop means how did it continue to grow?
Because he asked something. He asked for the ball back.
Yeah, and then what did Mr. Sanchez offer to do?
He threw the ball back.
Yep. What did he offer to Roberto? He said he would do something with him.
He would help him play kickball.
He helped him play kickball, and then there were a couple pages where they practiced together. So they didn't become friends like that, did they?
Mm-mm.
It started when they were in the park together, not talking to each other. Then, like you said, the ball hit Mr. Sanchez's legs, and that was the first time they spoke to each other, right? Mm-hmm. And then there was an offer of help from Mr. Sanchez, and then it just kept developing and developing. Okay, now, this is the answers to these questions that I'm going to ask you are in your head. They're not in the book. You have to think about them. Why do you think the other children called Mr. Sanchez the Grump?
Because he was always just sitting down without a smile on his face, sitting down at the park eating lunch, just feeding his lunch to the finches.
Okay, so he was just sitting there, and they thought that he wasn't smiling, so they thought he was grumpy. Now here's where I want you to help us with this one. Do you think it was fair for the children to label Mr. Sanchez a grump? No? Can you tell me with your words why not?
No.
Okay, can you tell me why you don't think it was fair?
Because they don't even know him, and he might be nice or he might not.
Did he turn out to be a grumpy guy?
No.
No, he did not. Why do you say he was not a grumpy guy?
Because
He was really nice.
He was really nice, and what did he do to show how nice he was?
He kicked the ball for him.
He offered to do what?
help him with
Help him
his
kick
kickball.
Right? He offered to help him. So why do you think it was that Mr. Sanchez wanted to help Roberto?
Because he was nice and he had problems with it.
Do you think he was noticing
Yeah,
that Roberto was
yeah.
having a tough time with the other guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so do you think maybe Mr. Sanchez ever felt that way when he was little and he was remembering? He was making a connection?
Maybe.
But, maybe when Mr. Sanchez was little, he had other children who didn't want to play with him, and he was feeling the pain that Roberto was feeling. We just don't know that. That's something that we can think about and talk about again later. Okay, now here's the hardest questions I'm going to ask you today. When you meet someone new, how can you decide what kind of person they are? What do you need to know before you can really know what kind of person?
Talk to them.
Okay, so can you tell me in a complete sentence? If you meet a new person and you might want to talk to them, can you tell me
Like
that?
if they have a grumpy voice or they say go away, maybe they're not so nice.
That's correct. That could be
Yeah,
true.
or if they say it like this, go away.
Oh yeah, if somebody just says go away, that's pretty grumpy. What else do you need to do besides talk to them? Can you make a decision about a person like that, or do you need some time?
No, you need some time.
Okay, that I would agree with you. And here's another question that is for you to think about. So really think. I'm going to count to 5 with my fingers before you answer this, because you need to think. Why are parks important places for people, from very young people to grandparents, people who are the same age as grandparents? Why are parks important places to have? Now watch, think. Anybody want to share? Yes.
It's nice to spend family time together, and it's also good time for relaxing and
It's a good.
just like sitting down and relaxing.
So are you telling me that a park is a place where families can go and you can be involved in these activities, or you can relax?
Yeah.
I would think that's a good thought to have about why parks are important. Anything that you would like to add? Do you agree with her? Okay. Well, you did a terrific job. Those are pretty tough.